If you run a local service business and you're struggling to get consistent leads for your business, I'm about to show you how my clients scale to $100,000 to $300,000 per month by using my simple 4-pillar system. It's not about throwing more money at ads, it's about doing these 4 things the right way. So stick to the end of this video and I'm gonna break it down for you step by step. So here's the problem that most service businesses are facing. The leads are inconsistent, they are expensive, and they are low quality. So if you have experience with any of these inside of your marketing ads, I'm gonna show you exactly how to fix that using these 4-pillar systems in this video. So many businesses rely on ads without a system, and this is going to cause you to burn through your budget, and this is why you're not generating consistent leads. You need to have a system working for you. There's phone calls that are getting missed, or maybe your operations aren't just simply optimized yet. So all of this leads to lost revenue for your business. So most businesses fail to combine paid ads with long-term credibility building. So before we can have a successful running ad campaign, we need to figure out why your marketing is failing, okay? Because if we can figure out what's failing, we can then improve those things to make sure that we have a working system inside of your business. And the first thing that I would say is you simply have a bad offer. Okay, if you think that you can just put together an ad campaign, start running ads, and that's going to magically just start to generate you boatloads of revenue, then you are completely wrong. You can hire the best marketer in the world and put all the technicalities and make a beautiful website and landing page and your Google ads. So if your offer sounds generic, it sounds like everybody else, people are simply not going to call you. Okay, so we need to come up with a good offer. And that's why our clients are so successful by working with us, is because we're more than just the technicalities. We're more than just pressing buttons and putting together a Google ad campaign for you. We actually take over your entire client acquisition system, and we actually think outside the box to figure out what we need to do to help us stand out from the market, to actually stand out from your competitors and have a successful campaign. And we're not just someone who just presses a button and publish your campaign and forgets about it. The second thing is that you don't have tracking, okay? So you have bad tracking. If you have data that there's discrepancy where it's just not accurate data, you don't know what's working or what's not working, what's generating you revenue or what's not generating you revenue, then simply your ad campaign is not going to work. And 70% of business owners are flying blind whenever they're running some sort of marketing campaign. So you need to have your tracking in place. You need to have call tracking, you need to have conversion tracking so you know exactly where the calls are coming from. Are they coming from Google? Are they coming from your website, organics, or LSA? Are they coming from the form fills? And all that data needs to be pushed back into your Google ad campaign. So that way Google's algorithm can get smarter over time, because it's essentially taking that data on what's working to improve your campaign's performance. So it is so important to make sure that your tracking is in place. Now, the third reason why your campaign is failing is simply because you're just not targeting the right people. So it's pretty straightforward, right? If you're not targeting your ideal customers, then they're simply not going to convert. So you want to make sure that you are only showing your ads to people in your service area. You want to make sure that they're able to afford your services, and you want to make sure that they are actually searching for your services. So if you are getting leads that are outside of your service area, calling for different services, calling for your competitors, then you have a targeting problem. And so you want to make sure that your campaign is tight and targeting high intent leads only. And so the last thing here is if you have low quality operation, okay? So if you have low quality ops, meaning your team is just not simply ready to handle the influx of leads coming in, you're missing calls, you don't know how to book the leads, you don't know how to close the leads, then that's something that we need to work on. We need to figure out where the bottleneck is. We need to figure out why they're not booking, why they're not closing. How can we convert people who are maybe searching for a different service or a different competitor? How do we still convert these people? And if we can just improve that by 5%, 10%, then you're going to be able to build your business and scale it to 7, 8 figures, like how we've been able to help some of our clients. So my team and I have managed over $17 million in ad spend. And what that means for you is that you can skip the learning curve and go straight into results. We already have a system that's fully working for our local service-based Google-based business clients, and we would essentially plug that in for you. So if you want my marketing team to set all this up and start generating calls within the first week, then click on the link in the description to book a call with my team. Now, if you are someone who wants to learn the ads yourself, you want to understand what's going on inside your ad campaign, and you don't have to want to rely on marketing companies, then check out my mentorship program in the description. That's going to be the second link. You can book a call, and if we are a great fit for each other, then we'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, so let's go into the 4 pillars of my system now. Okay, so the first pillar that we want to do is we want to set up what's called LSA, okay? And some of you guys don't know what LSA is. It's not really that new, but it's a little bit different, okay? And what essentially that stands for is just local service ads, okay? It's basically on a pay-per-lead basis, okay? And you only get charged for if it's a lead and if it's an actual lead for your business. So if it's a spam call or something like that, you don't get charged for it. Now, there are pros and cons to LSA. Obviously, you only pay when it is a quality lead for your business. So the pros of LSA is that you're going to get high quality leads, and you're only pay per lead. So you only pay when it's a qualified lead for your business. If it's a spam call, you don't actually pay for it. Now, the cons LSA is that you're not going to be able to scale, okay? There's not enough traffic, not enough volume. It's gonna be low volume when it comes to LSA. So you're not gonna be able to scale with LSA, but if you are new to business, you're trying to just get consistent calls coming in that are good quality leads for your business, then LSA is a great way to do that. Now with LSA, in order for it to be successful is you wanna do 2 things, all right? So number 1, you wanna make sure that you are answering the phone. Okay, pick up the phone within 5 seconds. Okay, the sooner that you can pick up the phone and talk to these leads, the better the algorithms are gonna work in your favor. The reason for this is because Google recognizes that you are only paying for leads, and essentially if you're not picking up the phone, they're not gonna send you leads because they're not making any money, okay? So you wanna pick up the phone as soon as possible. Now, the second thing that you wanna do here is you want to have as many 5-star or positive reviews as you can. If you have low review count, it's still going to work, but as you build more reviews, Google is going to trust you more and send you more leads. Now, the second pillar is you want to have a review generation system, okay? If you are not collecting reviews, simply your ad campaign is not going to perform as well as it could be. Now, review is going to help us do a couple of things. Number 1 is just going to get your LSA to perform better. And the second thing is the more reviews that you get, the more organically that you rank higher on Google. And when you are running ads, when you begin to run ads, your cost per lead is going to drop, your conversions are going to improve because you're building your brand, you're building credibility. So essentially you are building trust. You're building trust, you're building brand, and you're building credibility, okay? And this is, like I said, going to help you improve your conversions. It's going to lower your cost per lead. So overall, you're going to have much higher, significantly higher return on investment when you're running ads because you're building a brand. It's more than just running ads now. You're building a name where someone can search up and they can see all these positive reviews and have their trust in you before calling for your services. Now, to pair the review generation system, the third thing that we want to add is the SEO, okay? Now, I understand that SEO, it takes a little bit more time to build, but this is going to help you build your organic traffic, okay? And what that means is when people search up your name or for your services in your area, you're much more likely to show up at the top of the page. So you can start to rank your Google business profile, your website, and this is gonna be for long-term leads. This means that you're going to build organic traffic and you won't always have to rely on Google ads to generate leads. You can go beyond just paid ad campaigns or word of mouth, and people can find you organically on Google. This combined with the review generation system is going to help you significantly build your brand, your business, and generate you much more leads. And lastly here, we want to run a high intent ad campaign on Google. And what this is going to do is start generating you leads, okay? And we already have a system that's working for our clients, and essentially we would just take that system and plug it in for you, and you can start generating phone calls within that same week. Now with Google, I have a full-on tutorial showing you how to click step by step, what to click, all the technical side of things. That video is gonna be on my channel. So if you just take that and learn how to run the Google ads yourself. And then the last pillar is to simply just run Google ads, okay? Now Google ads is going to generate you the most highest intent leads for your business. business over any other social media platform. If you're running ads on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it is not going to generate you the quality of leads compared to Google. So all these 4 pillars combined is going to give you a full client acquisition getting system that all works interchangeably to get you more leads. You have LSA that's generating you high quality leads on a pay per lead basis, even though you're not generating enough volume, but you make up for the volume with running ads. On Google Ads, you're not gonna have any problem getting traffic because Google is the #1 search engine on the internet. So you're gonna get volume from Google, then you're gonna have SEO and review generation work together to build your brand, your company, and get you to rank higher organically. And if people find you off the ads, then before they call you, obviously people wanna do a little bit of research, they're going to search your business up, and when they see those reviews, they're much more likely to now convert, call you, and become a customer. And so when you have all these 4 pillars inside your system, this is exactly what we are implementing for our clients, and they are seeing anywhere between $100,000 to $250,000 added to their top line revenue within their first 30 days. So remember that scaling is not about spending more on ads, it's about systems working together. Your offer, your tracking, your targeting, and then your back-end operation. So consistency and refinement is going to beat random tactics or putting together a regular campaign. So if you got this far into the video and you want my team to implement this full system everything that we talked about, and you want to start generating an extra $100,000 to $300,000 per month consistently, click the first link in the description to get my marketing agency on this. Or if you want to learn how to do it yourself, then check out my mentorship program, which will be the second link in the description. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you found this helpful whatsoever. Subscribe if you want to grow your business and more content like this, and drop a comment below. Tell me which one of these 4 pillars you're struggling with the most. I read every single comment and give advice to people who take action. I'll see you guys in the next video.